I'll finish it after I've moved him. If I get a good bite in there and I've sunk in, when I move him a couple steps, I'll swing my tail just like how many of you guys play basketball. Just like you're boxing out for a rebound, right? You want to move him first, right? It's not one of these things where, you know, if you get into them and you got a good piece of them, you don't just come in here, strike a blow, and start to box right away, because we want to run through here, all right? So you get into it, strike a blow, boom, 2, 3 steps, and then just come off of it and feel pressure, just like you would move on a vertical, just like you would in basketball, all right? So back, you guys understand? Is that this is not totally different from what I've just taught you. All right, what we just did before is an on block. All right, what we're doing now is a down block. Once contact is made, all right, once you've unloaded your surface on a defensive player, all these blocks are the same. All right, the only thing that makes these techniques different is the angle that you approach the block from and what step you take first coming off the line of scrimmage and what side you may put your head. All right, so once contact is made, it's all belt buckle, big forearm, face up, and sprint to feet. Those 4 things. Right? Once contact is made, all these blocks are the same. Big forearm, belt buckle, big forearm, face up, and sprint to feet. Okay? Okay. Down block to your left. Down my left. Ready? All full back. Sit. Go. Now box him out, Billy. Back right on. This kind of position. Okay? You move him a couple steps, and now swing your hand right on. What you do is always commit your head to the inside. Using the spin technique, it's kind of your handicap because that's a faster way to get back in front of him. Now the footwork of this is important. So what we just practiced with the down block was a situation where you got what you thought you were going to get. You thought he was going to penetrate, you stepped in there, and he did step hard in the line of scrimmage, so you got a good surface and you sunk into him real good, and then you just finished the block. Alright? Now there will be times when you step hard in there and you think he's going to penetrate and he doesn't give you that first step mover, he doesn't try to penetrate. Right? When you feel him playing soft, or if he's trying to skate across your face from the snap of the ball, then on the second step, instead of stepping straight parallel to where your foot's clearly or going to end up inside of him almost, all right? What you need to do is get that foot into him as much as you can as you go to strike the blow. And it's not an easy thing to do because you've got some momentum going now. You know, you've committed to go inside, you think you're going to penetrate, you know you've got some problems and you've got to be there quick. So it's easy for you to take off and for momentum just to carry your foot straight ahead. What you need to try to do as you step and you get this off, now as you go to throw that surface, you need to try to go a little bit upfield. All right, I shouldn't say a little bit. You need to throw that fit. It has to be a throw, right? You need to throw your body or your surface and your second step into him as much as possible, all right? You need to get your momentum going instead of completely lateral. You need to try to get it going vertical as best as you can, all right? So if he's here, you're here, he steps in, boom, all right? Try to get in here, you won't get as big a fight as you do when he comes to meet you, all right? But then from there, you try to drive this thing, and if you play this off and you missed him or you're on him, now you go ahead and box out faster, all right? So that you can spin faster, then you can try to creep or laterally shuffle your hips to get in his way, all right? So that once the dummy's out of there, just say you're the back. So now you get him boxed out, and now you just feel pressure. Then you work a vertical, so that if he tries to beat me to this side, you feel it and you move, right? And if he comes underneath you, you can work back now. If he goes faster than you can shuffle, then you can just go ahead and spin back just to try to keep working a vertical on him, and you just use your hands in his chest when you spin back into him. But if you can keep him on a vertical, we're going to have a hole in here, all right? It's when he can push past you or get past you to make the play. So the next thing that you want to work on, take a dummy up, Raul, is we don't have to do this by the steps, but basically I just want you to try to redirect your second step, right? So again, normal down, boom, you're here, going parallel line of scrimmage. You're going to step, get your momentum going, and you're going to try to throw your body on a vertical as best you can, and then drop into your box out technique, all right? Do the same thing or do similar things in terms of trying to get outside leverage, all right, on a defensive player that is either on us or slightly outside of us. Okay, the first thing that I want to put in is called a fire. All right, and this is basically a lot of our option blocking. where we are going to come off the line of scrimmage aggressively at a 45-degree angle. And we are going to strike a blow with our inside shoulder, all right? And we are going to work very hard from that point to turn the defensive player away from the point of attack. All right? So, my buddy. My bag. That's good. If I'm firing, fire to the right. I know who I'm blocking. When I get on the line of scrimmage, I fire if the man is in the outside gap, outside shoulder, on my nose, or on a piece. If he's on me, I will fire on him. If he's to my inside gap, or he's to the gap away from the point of attack, then it belongs to the next guy to the inside, because I'm going towards the point of attack or on with this particular technique. Okay? So if I fire to the right, we're going to offset a half a man on the dummies. So my right shoulder's in the middle of the dummy. Where, again, arm's length away. My first step is up and out at a 45. Right there, point and toe. Alright? And be ready to go at this angle. This opens my hips up so that I can step with my left foot as I strike a blow with my left forearm. Alright? And that puts me in a position now where I can strike this blow and we'll be going off at this angle. Now from there, it's a dogfight. Alright? To be honest with you, when I show you this block, I'm here, I strike a blow, my face is up and squeezing, I want to work my feet around and pin him to the inside. You would only get that in a game situation if this guy has plugs in the ground 3 feet deep. Right? He has to be a very bad football player for you to get that type of position and leverage on him. Because with option, it's a fast flow play. He sits there, he sees your head come to the outside, he's going to start to fight it right away. So what we hope for in you working your feet nice and quick and short steps and trying to maintain that turn, you will sustain the block and both of you will go up the line of scrimmage at about a 45-degree angle. And the very fact that you're staying with him and tying him up means that he can't make a tackle, right? So that we get the ball to the flank and with a fast quarterback or we pitch the ball to the option tailback, right? And then we just let that guy run by the man you're tying up. So with a fire, you're coming off, it's a step, strike a blow, quick your feet, and then you're going to spin just like that. All right? And we'll do it both ways. Now let me put in the reach while we're here because again we're going to try to get outside position with this block, but this would be a pure area technique in our offense. It's called a reach. Now we'll offset a full man. And the difference is that I don't know who I'm blocking. With fire, when I come up there, I said, if the guy's on me, just outside of me, I'm blocking that area. All right? He's in that area, I'm blocking that area. With reach, I'm going to take a flatter step. And I'm going to strike an arc with my second step, and I'm going to read the defensive reaction. And I will only block a man that's in my area with this reach, so that if I take this reach step, and Raul took off like on a stunt, or he reads the tackle's head, say I'm the guard, and he takes off to the outside, just drag it out there, Raul. Then as I go to throw my block, he leaves my area, then I'm just going to strike an arc and square up on the line of scrimmage and stay solid for a count before I move up to the second level if I stay uncovered. All right? So that's the difference between fire and reach. Fire is an aggressive, you know what area you're blocking when you're coming off the line of scrimmage. Reach is a more patient technique, and it is a zone concept so that you will pick people up as they come into your area. So Andy, jump there as a tackle. Let me fill this out for you. Andy's a tackle, and like a 131, we use a reach assignment on the front side. He's a right tackle, so his assignment is to fire. So you take a step up and out at a 45 with your right foot. All right, go ahead. Stop right there. Now, if Raul follows Andy's head to the outside, I take my reach step. So that I'm looking to move my area down instead of being on me. I'm looking one man wider. I'm looking into Andy's area with my reach initially. And if Raul follows Andy's head, go ahead. Now I can square up like I just explained to you, and I'll move up late for a linebacker provided the center doesn't need any help with that nose man. Now, if this is a pinch stunt, or this guy stays on the inside and doesn't follow Andy's head, so you take your fire step. Now Raul comes in.